Hi, it's your girl, Tennessee Cutie, coming at you with my review of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 4, Episode 4. Okay, well, we're going to title this show, theme for this particular episode is Ridiculous. At the end of this episode review, you'll know why the theme is ridiculous. So let's just start off with, I have my notes here, the first thing that happens. Kim um, it cuts to Kim and Phaedra. Phaedra wants to drop by Kim's house with a gift basket as her way of apologizing for what happened between Apollo and Peter at the end of her baby shower. Now, of course, Miss Phaedra comes in, but what Phaedra didn't hear is a cut to Kim in her personal interview where she was saying, note to self, next time, don't invite the convicts. So I'm sure that Miss Phaedra won't like to hear that on the reunion, and I would love to see her reaction to that. Um, ridiculous. That was some ridiculousness right there. So she comes in with this gift basket. They're talking about Peter. Kim's talking about how old is Peter? Is he like 65, 75? No, he's not, Kim. He's a nice looking older gentleman with a full gray beard, but he does not look like a 75-year-old man. That's your father who was peddling his services to Phaedra at your shower. Like, that really was the appropriate place for that. So let's not talk about Peter, because to me, Peter looks nice. Actually, Peter looks very nice. So Kim needs to back off. Um, then we cut to this whole Cynthia Peter Mallory fiasco. Essentially, the problem is that Cynthia wants her husband Peter and her sister Mallory to kind of make up. So she takes Mallory to bar one, which is their new bar, because she wants to be able to say, look, you guys, let's get together. Let's talk about it. You work it out. I want you to, get past this, but we need to move on. Peter's like very steadfast about it. He's like, look, this is why I'm upset. Like, basically, you tried to ruin our day. Like, our wedding day is supposed to be the most important day for us, and you tried to ruin it. And bottom line is, I didn't like it. And so Mallory's like, well, she's my sister, and I'm going to do what's going to protect her. So they're just not saying eye to eye. And I mean, I understand what Cynthia was going with it, but honestly, it just has to happen on its own time. Like, you can't force them to just drop their feelings about how things went down. And I'm with Peter on this. He has to go back and explain to his family about how shisty they were at the wedding. Like, hiding the marriage certificate. Like, please. Like, Cynthia's going to have to realize that this is going to have to resolve itself on its own. Like, she can't force it to work. Then we have, and I actually love Peter's, I actually love the type of feelings he has for Cynthia. It shows his passion. And, a lot of men are afraid to show that, and Peter isn't. So I really like that about Peter. Then we kind of flash to Nene, Candy, and Derek J going out shoe shopping. Now, my thing with Candy is, Candy just looks cheap sometimes to me. I mean, most times. All her clothes just have this real, like, stretch, it just looks cheap. And I don't know if they're from her boutique tags or what. And I know she wanted to rep her own stuff, but sometimes you got to walk away from the juveniles type clothes and move into your age range. I mean, you're like 35 now. Like, do you really need to be wearing these stretched tie-dye jeans with these hooker heels? I mean, the whole look is just cheap. But that's her thing. I thought Nene looked really cute when they were shopping. She had her little gray ensemble on with her hat. And they were with Derek J. Of course, he was rocking his heels. That whole men wearing heels thing in Atlanta is just crazy. But hey, that's what they do. So I'm not gonna knock it. It just looks crazy to me. Um, and it, I think that they actually showed a genuine friendship there. But I know that Nene has some issues with Candy, with her going back and telling everything to the girls, and that kind of came up on her blog on Bravo TV. So I think in order for Candy and Nene to really have a good friendship, that Candy's gonna have to stop going back and telling stuff. Like, I think she just does that and doesn't even realize that she's doing it, and it's starting to get to Nene. So I don't know. We'll figure out how that's gonna play itself out. But the ridiculousness about this thing is those shoes that Derek J wear. Ridiculous. Then we have Nene visiting Cynthia and Peter. Nene wants to talk about what's going on with her, kind of her and Cynthia catch up. Peter Peter comes outside to greet Nene. They're having a glass of wine or whatever. Nene reveals that after the Miami trip, Greg comes over to the house. And when he comes over, he's like really helpful, helping her with her luggage. And they just kind of had a little rendezvous. They just had a little sex. That's all. And Peter was like, yeah, I don't need to hear this. He was looking real uncomfortable. So he kind of, got a phone call, was able to dismiss himself. But I think that before he left, they did talk about the whole Mallory situation and how Cynthia wants to make that work. And Cynthia just, again, has to realize it's going to have to just work itself out. Like, she can't force this situation to resolve. It's going to have to work itself out. But what we did hear was Peter on the phone with someone who apparently was an investor who was supposed to give $40,000 to help with this opening of his bar one, which apparently fell through. So we know where this is going to go. Poor Cynthia going to have to come up with that money. And marriage, money and finances in a marriage is one of the big things. And they've already had this issue to start off with. So I really hope that this is not turned into that type of situation. But I think next week it's going to kind of come to a head. So we're going to have to wait for that one. And really, the next ridiculous thing that happened is Sheree going to this fake house building site that she has going on. We all know that Sheree is doing for the cameras. That woman is not building a house. And why is she pretending like she is? And then she gonna bring Phaedra along, acting all simple, asking this developer to look at her butt, to about look at her donk. What are you? Aren't you attorney? First you're there pretending to be her attorney and you're gonna take him to court, but in the meantime, won't you look at my dunk? Really? Sit down, Phaedra. Either you're gonna be a professional or you're gonna be a hood rat. Whichever one is gonna be, just do it and do that one. Like, don't try to mix the two. It's not coming off as a cute sight. But Sheree pretending like she's gonna buy this house, build this house, telling the man she want to be in before fall. We all know it's just giving her a storyline, because if she didn't have that, she wouldn't have a storyline. I'm like, lady, you're not building that house. Stop playing. Stop playing. Ridiculous. That is ridiculous that she has us thinking, knowing she's not building this house. And again, it's all this need to pretend to be more than what you are. Just accept what you live in a condo. There's nothing wrong with a condo. But no, she has to pretend like she's building a house with a ballroom. Really, Sheree? A ballroom. Sit down. Let's see. What else do we have? Oh, Lord. They keep going back to the Cynthia and Mallory drama. They go to the Bailey agency, which, is turning out to look really cute with the orange walls. And she has a little saying on the wall. But this whole Mallory thing, now Mallory brings her husband with her this time, who's a professional basketball player out in, where is he? He's out in France. And when he started talking, I was like, okay, where are you from? With this podunk Alabama sounding, yeah, you gonna have to let them do what they gotta do. Yes, Cynthia. I'm like, can I get you to speak some grammar that I can understand? He sounded like he's from Podunk. Like, what in the world? But anyway, clearly Mallory and Cynthia do not see eye to eye on this whole situation with Peter. And it's just getting into, and why is Mallory just so wrapped up in what Cynthia is doing? I'm so glad that Cynthia stood up for herself. I'm really glad of that. And it's funny because on Cynthia's blog on Bravo TV, she gets it in with these chicks. Like, she may not show it on TV and she tries to stay above the fray and classy. But when she writes her blogs, she lets them have it. Love it. If you want to see it, go to bravotv.com and then go to the Real Housewives of Atlanta as one of the shows and click on blogs. Read Cynthia's blogs. My girl don't play. She gets it in. She lets them have it. So they have a really quick scene in here where Kim and Croy and Sweetie are all sitting around Kim's bedroom and they're talking about Kim taking a pregnancy test. And Croy had never seen a pregnancy test, and so they wanted to go take this pregnancy test. Please answer me why Sweetie went into the bathroom with Kim, why she peed on this stick to show Croy with the pregnancy. Why are you in the bathroom with this woman while she's peeing? Like, what in the world? But like I say, I told you before, Sweetie will not be there long because we all know that Croy is not letting Sweetie come up in that new mansion they building. And so therefore, we will find out at some point that Sweetie is no longer with Kim and Croy in the family, okay? But that her letting her come in the bathroom and watch her pee on a stick, okay, ridiculous. That is another ridiculous. We keep it with the theme, ridiculous. But the most ridiculous thing of the entire episode is this 35th party that Candy is planning for herself. Now, prior to the party actually coming to the show, prior to them actually having the party on the show, Candy, Sheree, and Phaedra all went to the location to kind of scope it out and see if it was see if it was about something. I think it was the rooftop of the Renaissance Hotel in Atlanta. Nice, classy place. It looked really nice. Of course, Phaedra, when they get there, Candy's looking cheap, and Phaedra's all obsessing about their butts, talking about who got the bigger butt. Sit down, Phaedra, with that. That's just so tacky. Then we got Sheree coming in to help, with the venue, whatever. And I'm sick of seeing Sheree with these purses that we know that she doesn't own. I don't know if you all saw the Sex and the City movie when Jennifer Hudson talked about the website where you can, you can rent your bags. That's what it seemed like she's doing. Because we know she's not rocking these like 5 different color Birkins. Please, you don't have a Birkin bag. What in the world? Sit down. But anyway, so the venue we saw before they had the party there, we saw the venue, very nice, very upscale, very classy. So we cut to the venue. This is the end of the show. We cut to the venue. The party's in full effect. You got all Candy saying she's gonna have all her industry friends there, family, the girls from the show, whatever, except Kim didn't show up. The first guest we see come in looking ridiculous is Lawrence. Miss Lawrence comes in there with some kind of rooster concoction on his head in blonde. He's got on an eyelash on the top of his eye and the bottom of his eye, looking crazy. And then he has on some tight blue jean shorts, some kind of shirt, and of course some heels, looking a hot mess. Okay, just a hot mess. We have Miss Lawrence showing up looking crazy. We're his girls, his queens, his whatever you want to call them. But the real tea was the gift that Phaedra had for Candy. Her birthday gift was a stripper named Ridiculous. Lord, if this man did not get out that box, get up on a table in front of Candy and her mama, pull out his thing, start twirling it around like it was a freaking, what do you call it? I don't even know. Like twirling it. And the joint must be long because he was like, woof, woof, woof. It was crazy. Then he dips it in Candy's drink. And if you got a weak stomach, don't listen. Then this man begins to pleasure himself. Ridiculous. Who does that? That is nasty. First of all, I don't even want to see you doing that. And second of all, why would you want to do it? Well, I know why you want to do it, but dude, if you would do yourself, clearly, I mean, what about this is sexy, number one? And number two, why is this being done at a party, a rooftop party at the Renaissance, in mixed company? This is not the time or the place. Oh my God. And Candy's mother, Mama Joyce, was in the corner looking hot. Her face was livid. She was cursing all kind of mess. What kind of BS is this? What the F is going on? I mean, she was cursing. She was getting it in. She was mad. And it was because it was crazy. It was ridiculous. I said it before, the theme of this show was ridiculous from top to bottom. But that just took the cake. And I don't even know what else to say. That just, I'm done. I can't even say anything else. Ridiculous. That's what it was. But anyway, if you like the review, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. Leave me a comment. Thank you for tuning in. This is your girl, Tennessee Cutie, with my review of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 4, Episode 4. Bye.